Ryanair made 3.8 billion euros last year. Not from flights, from bags, from seats, from a priority queue, from a hotel you booked while trying to close the booking screen, from a car you hired because it appeared at exactly the right moment. The flight was £9.99. Everything else cost considerably more. Here is the model, and why it works so well on almost everyone. In 1985, Ryanair launched as a small Irish regional carrier flying between Waterford and London Gatwick. It was losing money. By 1990, it had restructured, studied Southwest Airlines in the US, and landed on a model. Make the base fare as low as possible. Make money everywhere else. Michael O'Leary, Ryanair's chief executive since 1994, has never been subtle about this. He has proposed removing the co-pilot to save on salary costs. He has suggested removing reclining seats entirely because passengers who cannot recline reach the overhead lockers faster, which speeds up turnaround time. And in 2010, only partially as a joke, he proposed installing coin-operated locks on the onboard toilets. £1 to use the bathroom at 35,000 feet. None of this is madness. All of it is the logic of the machine. Here is how the machine works. You find a Ryanair flight for £9.99. You click it. You are immediately offered a seat. Seats in the first few rows, £15 extra. Seats with extra legroom, up to £40. A standard seat in the middle, £5 to £8. You skip the seat. Ryanair will assign you one automatically, separated from the people you are traveling with. You add a checked bag, £45. Return. You add priority boarding, because without it, you are in the last group, and the overhead lockers will be full. £6. You are now £45 into a £10 flight, and you have not left the house yet. But here is the layer most people miss when they walk through that booking process. It is not only what Ryanair is charging, it is how the screen is designed to make sure you pay it. The Add a Seat button is large. It is yellow. It is in the center of the screen. The option to skip, to say no, is small. It is gray. It is positioned where your eye does not naturally fall. On some screens, Ryanair has added a warning icon next to the no seat option, implying that continuing without selecting is the risky choice. You can say no. They just engineer no to feel like the decision that requires effort. This has a name in interface design. It is called a dark pattern. A dark pattern is any element of a digital interface where the visual hierarchy, the size, color, position, and wording of options is deliberately engineered to steer you toward the more expensive choice, rather than presenting both options neutrally. The booking process is not asking you whether you want a seat. It is creating conditions in which paying feels like the default and not paying feels like the deviation. Regulators across Europe have investigated Ryanair's booking interface specifically for this reason. Some dark patterns have been modified following enforcement action. New ones tend to appear. In its financial year 2024, Ryanair reported ancillary revenue, everything that is not the base fare, of approximately €3.8 billion. 3.8 billion. From bags, from seats, from priority queues, from travel insurance at checkout, from hotels and car hire they earn commission on, from credit card fees on every transaction. On a €13.4 billion revenue base, ancillary income is 28% of the total. But here is what that number understates. Ryanair's base fares, on some routes, in some booking windows, are priced below the actual cost of operating the flight. The £9.99 ticket is not a bargain. It is a loss leader. Ryanair sells it because they know, based on years of data, what percentage of people who book that ticket will add a bag, add a seat, add insurance, book a hotel through the Ryanair app, and arrive at the airport having spent 3 to 5 times the base fare in total. The cheap flight is not the product. You are the product. Your subsequent spending is the product. There is a third layer, and most people never see it. Ryanair does not just charge passengers, it charges airports. When a major airline chooses to fly to an airport, the airline pays the airport. Landing fees, ground handling, charge for the gate, the runway, the staff. Ryanair has, in multiple cases, reversed this entirely. Regional airports across Europe, Knock in Ireland, Carcassonne in France, Hahn in Germany, Prestwick in Scotland, have at various points paid Ryanair to establish or maintain routes, route development funds, marketing support payments, subsidized airport charges. The logic for the airport is clear. A Ryanair route brings 30 to 40,000 passengers a year through a terminal that might otherwise sit half-empty. Those passengers park cars, eat food, buy duty-free. The airport makes its money from the passengers. So the airport pays Ryanair to be there. Ryanair then charges those same passengers to sit in a specific seat on the flight the airport just paid to bring them on. Everyone in this story is paying Ryanair. The passenger, the airport, the hotel that pays commission, the car hire company, the travel insurance underwriter. Ryanair sits at the center of a network where every participant pays to access their passengers. This model has a name in business. It is called a platform. Ryanair is not an airline the way McDonald's is not a restaurant. McDonald's is a property company that sells burgers. Ryanair is a platform company that operates flights. The flight is the reason you engage with the platform. The platform is what generates the profit. Michael O'Leary understood this before most of the airline industry did. In 2001, he said he wanted to make flying free, not as a charity, as a business decision. If the base fare is zero, if getting on the plane costs nothing, then everyone who might have hesitated at £9.99 will now book. And once they are booked, the machine runs, the bag fee runs, the seat fee runs, the priority queue runs, the hotel commission runs, the dark patterns on the booking screen run. Free flights are not generosity. They are the most aggressive version of the same model. The next time you search for a Ryanair flight and feel the small triumph of finding something cheap, remember that you found it because someone wanted you to find it. The price you see is the beginning of the conversation, not the end of it. Thursday, 7 p.m. This channel, this is the Markup.